सिर्फ डीडी नेशनल पर देश का पहला चैनल, देश का अपना चैनल।
नमस्कार, बहुत स्वागत है आप सभी का इस विशेष बातचीत में। चहुओर चर्चाएं हो रही हैं देश की तकनीक की, इसरो की मेहनत, लगन और जज्बे की। महिमा मंडन हो रहा है देश की उपलब्धि का। इसरो ने धरती पर लिया संकल्प और चंद्रमा पर किया सिद्ध, और आज दुनिया भर में हो रहा है प्रसिद्ध। इसरो की इस उपलब्धि पर ज़्यादा बातचीत के लिए आज विशेष तौर पर हमारे स्टूडियोज़ में मौजूद हैं इसरो हेडक्वार्टर्स के डायरेक्टर श्री सुधीर कुमार जी। सुधीर कुमार जी, बहुत स्वागत आपका कार्यक्रम में, और सलाम आपको पूरे भारत का, आपको और आपकी पूरी टीम को। मेनी कंग्रेचुलेशन सर।
थैंक यू।
Chandrayaan 3, how important and why important is it for India?
See, any planetary mission is very important for science exploration and space exploration, because one thing is technology side, another one is where you put your country on the global map when other spacefaring nations are exploring the space. As far as technology is concerned, there are critical technologies which will leverage or which will give scope for many spin-off technologies, which will be used obviously for common man. And as far as global prestige is concerned, when spacefaring nations like America, Russia, China, Japan, when they are also participating, we should not leave that stone unturned. So, both the conditions, the space exploration is very important. So, we have attempted Chandrayaan 1 where we found water on the moon, and we have attempted Chandrayaan 2 where still orbiter has helped us in many ways, covering the entire moon as a full-fledged map, which has ultimately helped us to successfully complete the Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 3 we have done, soft landing has happened, which is an amazing feat on the far side of the moon, where no other country has reached so far. So, these technologies will give us a lot of confidence, whether it is communication, whether it is materials, whether it is deep space exploration. So many technologies are there which gives us leverage not only for space exploration, for also for the common man on the earth.
सर, वो पल, वो क्षण, दैट वेरी मोमेंट जब चंद्रयान का प्रक्षेपण हुआ, सफलतापूर्वक पहुंचा, और उसके बाद जब रोवर की सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग हुई, पूरा देश, और देश ही नहीं पूरी दुनिया देख रही थी भारत के इस मिशन को। आप के मन में और आपकी पूरी टीम के मन में क्या भाव थे उस समय? दुविधा थी, संशय था, कोई डाउट था, या इतना कॉन्फिडेंस था खुद पर, खुद की मेहनत पर, खुद की तकनीक पर कि हम करके दिखाएंगे?
जरूर। सी many before after Chandrayaan 2 failure, I don't call it as failure, sorry, I'll withdraw that word. It is a attempt. Obviously no spacefaring nation will achieve it on first space. When we have understood what are the difficulties, that's what always chairman sir says, when you work something for success, we have worked this one, we have planned this one for a failure. So many failure modes were analyzed, so many tests were conducted. We know when you go through that particular test, any scientist or any engineer, definitely that much confidence you will get. So many tests ISRO has done, and when especially that last fine braking phase is a very important phase, where exactly the speed will come down, vertical speed will come down, horizontal speed will come down, exactly it goes to the place where it was identified. When vertical velocity was cutting down, it is a place where atmosphere is not there, moon does not have any atmosphere, and it is an unknown terrain, and you don't have any videos or something, cameras to see what is happening over there. Only we get the telemetric data. After something happened, only after a couple of seconds we receive the data in the control room, and we confirm that okay, that has happened. When it is hovering and it is coming down, velocity was increasing, decreasing. Obviously that feeling, it is an anxious situation for all the scientists inside. Thanks God that we have a very good leadership where we could see their confidence, because the same confidence will be percolated to the down the line to the people. Of course, that anxious moments were observed, but fortunately what we could receive is the trajectory path what it goes. It is exactly as predicted. When it came to almost 30 meter, 40 meter level, when the velocity was absolutely benign, absolutely as predicted, really we had a very, very deep breath that 100% it is going to succeed. Maybe a couple of seconds before it is actually landed, we were very confident that it is going to land successfully and it is going to create history.
वो एक गट फील जो होता है कि हम करके दिखाएंगे, और करके दिखाया इसरो ने और आपकी पूरी टीम ने. सर, चंद्रयान 3 मैनकाइंड की अगर बात करें, ह्यूमैनिटी की बात करें, इसका सोशल इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा?
कि ये तो फर्स्ट है प्रेस्टीज. अभी मान लीजिए जितना सिटीजन है इंडिया में और आउटसाइड में, देखा ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, सऊदी में, ओमान में, जितना भी इंडियन डायस्पोरा है उनका हौसला कितना बढ़ गया है, उनका कॉन्फिडेंस कितना बढ़ गया है, नेशनैलिटी, देशी का मतलब फीलिंग में, दैट यू कैनॉट रियली मेजर इट. वन थिंग इज. The second thing is, let us say we are confident of the technology, we can, because one day or other, as you see the history, thousands of years back there were dinosaurs, now they are not there. So obviously ये जो सृष्टि है, it will perish because it will take a reshape. As it was there 4,000 years back, it is not there today. What is the guarantee that it will be there for next 10,000 years? So we have to have an alternate, let us say, place where humans can extend their lives. So for that only majority of the cases, that is a social impact. We have to explore which is the nearest what you call a celestial body is the moon. We are exploring, and we should explore other planets also.
सर, चंद्रयान 2 जो अटेम्प्ट था, हम सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो पाए बेशक, लेकिन वहाँ से लेकर चंद्रयान 3 तक की जो यात्रा रही, उसमें क्या मनस्थिति थी, क्या स्ट्रैटेजीज बनाई गई, क्या चैलेंजेस आए इसरो और पूरी टीम के सामने?
See, failure is first stepping stone for the success. Success will not give you many stories, whereas failure gives you many stories.
Absolutely.
And success will stop your thinking process in a way, in one way, but failure will open many other dimensions. In that situation, when something at the last moment, it is not that, I don't call it as failure, it is an attempt. When something has not achieved as we expected, हमारा 2 गुना बढ़ जाता है हमारा इंटरेस्ट और our passion to success. So with that one, the ISRO scientists, right from top level to the bottom level, many people, each and every person worked for this Chandrayaan 3 designs how to make it robust, both propulsion system, both structural systems, sensors, and more understanding about the moon. These all led to the success of Chandrayaan 3.
सर, अब चूँकि रोवर भी सॉफ्ट लैंड हो गया, आज अखबारों में सुर्खियाँ भी हैं कि डेटा आने लगा है, अब फ्यूचर कोर्स क्या होगा, फ्यूचर कोर्स ऑफ एक्टिविटीज़ क्या होगा?
ठीक है, दिस मिशन प्लानिंग, दिस मिशन इज़ फॉर 1 lunar day, that means 14 earth days, because उसका बाद क्या होगा, वहाँ पे सोलर सन तो एक्लिप्स में चले जाएगा, मतलब मून का फार साइड है. The entire lander and rover depends on the solar power. When solar power is not there, there is no let us say guarantee that power will be there. हो सकता है, हो भी नहीं सकता है. इसलिए these 14 days are very crucial for us. First is we have a path planning procedure. We have to assess, there are 2 cameras on the rover. We have to assess which path we have to move. Then scientists sitting over there, they will assess the plan and they will move the rover and they will take the data. A lot of in situ experiments are there. Already Chaste has given the results within 8 centimeters below the surface of the lunar, how the temperature variation is there. Then plasma analysis is there, in situ measurements. Those things we are planning for the next 14 days.
सर, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने अपने वक्तव्य में कहा, अपने एड्रेस में कहा, विमेन एम्पावरमेंट की भी एक जीती जागती मिसाल है ये पूरा प्रोजेक्ट, ये पूरी जो परियोजना रही है। नारी शक्ति को भी आगे आने का मौका मिला और अपने हुनर और अपनी स्किल्स दिखाने का मौका मिला। कैसे देखते हैं, हाउ डू यू सी?
We don't call it as in ISRO women scientists, men scientists, because they also work at on par with male, because there is no distinction. Usually क्या होता है, women का other responsibilities होती है, फैमिली को संभालना, बच्चे को संभालना, छोटा छोटा मतलब यंग साइंटिस्ट है, वो लोग भी 10 to 12 आवर्स काम करते हैं। ये सलाम करना है उन लोगों को कि they are sacrificing their lives, they are sacrificing their personal lives. It is more important is their husbands are cooperating to sacrifice like this. These all the what you call, I should say, the passion that they have towards the ISRO and towards the country.
जी जी, तो सलाम उन सभी नारी शक्तियों को जिन्होंने अपने परिवार की जिम्मेदारियों के साथ साथ देश के प्रति जो जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि कहते हैं पहला धर्म राष्ट्र धर्म है और पहली माँ भारत माँ है, तो उन सभी माँओं को, बहनों को हम सलाम करते हैं। सर, हाउ Chandrayaan 3 will actualize the dream of being self-reliant in space technology?
See, Chandrayaan, especially when you conduct the planetary experiments, deep space technology, deep space communication is very important thing. The materials, sensors. Deep space means when sensors are going, that sensors only give us data to assess the health of the spacecraft. These sensors are very important. Propulsion system is very important because that is only the driving force there. When these two systems are let us say nurtured, the fine tuning we can do sitting at any place, because Mars you have seen, after traveling 60 crore kilometers, first time after couple of months it is reappeared, it has reappeared, we could get the data and we started operating the systems. So you just imagine in our kitchen when you go, sometimes our mobile signal will not be there. Can you expect 60 crores away when a satellite goes and capturing the signal in the first moment, how Herculean task it would be. So such kind of communication network we can establish. Even that gives lot of scope for us when even on the earth unreached places, even for military purposes or for any purposes, we can establish the communication, we can establish the materials. Materials are very important because the temperature over there is minus 200 degrees plus let us say 150 degrees. Sustainability of the materials, how, which materials we can use. This we can use it for other purposes. So lot of such spin-off applications are there. It is not that alone the space technology will be let us say utilizing these technologies, space domain, but there are many spin-off domains. We have to explore them, we have to popularize. That is why ISRO has got a very good technology transfer program. We are giving it to the industry, industries are taking these technologies, they are doing another research so that how these technologies can be put into use for other purposes.
सर, सो डू यू थिंक इससे एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन भी होगा? लाइक हम लोग हमारे ही देश की कंपनीज़ को मौका दे रहे हैं फॉर रॉ मटेरियल प्रोक्योरमेंट की अगर बात करें या व्हाटएवर, तो उससे एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन भी होगा और यूथ ज़्यादा आकर्षित होगा, अट्रैक्ट होगा टुवर्ड्स स्पेस एंड एरोस्पेस.
Exactly, that is very important because it is not only economy increases, now globally if you see the space technology is picking up like anything. That is why our Honorable Prime Minister has envisioned this one in the year 2016. And 2016 when we had a all ministry, all departments meet, we have identified what all these space technologies, how they will be made applicable to different ministries, different domains. And globally the space technology applications are increasing like anything. When we develop this kind of capabilities within India, Indian industries can acquire such kind of businesses across the globe, and I am sure Indian startups and Indian industries are so smart, they can pick up a major share of the entire global space economy. And thereby the economy will increase, the imports, the exports will increase, the FDIs will come and employment will be generated, our youth will get more motivated, and our let us say qualified youth can acquire many kinds of, even in fact some of the startups they have acquired businesses in US and European countries.
सर, यूथ अगर इसरो को ज्वाइन करना चाहता है, देश की सेवा करना चाहता है, क्योंकि अब चंद्रयान 3 के बाद और इस दौर में जब ऐसे सफल प्रक्षेपण होते हैं, ऐसे सक्सेसफुल मिशंस देखने को मिलते हैं मल्टीमीडिया और अलग अलग मास कम्युनिकेशन प्लेटफॉर्म पर, तो कहीं ना कहीं इच्छा जागृत होती है कि मैं भी इसरो का हिस्सा बनना चाहता हूँ। कैसे बन सकता है यूथ आपकी टीम का हिस्सा?
ठीक है, सी मेरा थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट व्यू है इसमें, क्योंकि इसरो गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, इसका रिसोर्सेस और इसका मतलब एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ लिमिटेड है, लेकिन दैट इज़ द रीज़न गवर्नमेंट हैज़ ओपन्ड द स्पेस सेक्टर फॉर NGOs, non-governmental entities, to enter into the space domain. Today, if you see, maybe couple of years back, 4-5 years back, there are only 4 to 5 startups. Now, within 4 or 5 years, it has come to 195 as per DPIT. How much employment would have generated? How many entrepreneurs would have developed? So, when private sector recently HAL led consortium has bagged the contract for building 5 PSLVs. In turn, if they when they develop the full end-to-end capability, they are independent to launch PSLVs on their own within their own facilities and grab the global market. So, the employment generation economy is now opened, and we have a target from 8 billion to 8 billion as far the global statistics are concerned, to reach 40 billion as it was being debated very recently, within next decade or within a couple of years. So, I am very confident that Indian industry and Indian economy will grow in multiple ways.
जी सर, एक प्रोजेक्ट होता है जिसमें स्पेसक्राफ्ट किसी भी प्लैनेट या सैटेलाइट के पास से होकर गुजर जाता है, बाईपास कर जाता है। एक वो होता है जो उतरता है, जैसे अभी हमने देखा चंद्रयान 3 में कि हमारा रोवर सॉफ्ट लैंड किया और अभी वो मूव कर रहा है। इसके आगे और क्या, इसके एक कदम आगे और क्या हो सकता है? क्या एडवांस्ड स्टेप हो सकती है इसके आगे?
आप देखिए होंगे ईसा का मिशन, सी नाउ इट इज़ पॉसिबल रोवर कैन मूव ऑन द ग्राउंड, ऑन द सरफेस. It's not enough because rover requires power and rover can have a limited mobility. You just think of drone, what NASA has done and ESA has done. Rover can play a little bit more, and it can pick up the terrain, it can understand the regolith, and it can understand what kind of different let us say aspects are there on the lunar surface. You can plan a kind of habitat, kind of structures over there. So, that is the next step. Then in space manufacturing is the new technology that is coming up. Let us say when you go to inflatable structures is another technology which is coming up. Let us say in a collapsible form, the structures will be taken through a rocket. As soon as you reach the planetary other planets, in moon or other planets, it will inflate and create an environment so that people can stay and do the experiments inside that one. And in space manufacturing is how actually you can build the structures on the moon or anywhere on the other planets, utilizing the resources available there, using 3D printing, using advanced manufacturing technologies. So, these are all the new technologies. Probably as we explore more and more, as we get more capabilities to do such kind of things, these are all the
are there any projects in pipeline? अभी चंद्रयान के बाद कोई और प्रोजेक्ट मून को लेकर, गगनयान की अगर बात करें या मार्स को लेकर, इसरो के पाइपलाइन में और क्या प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं?
अभी फिलहाल सी आदित्य L1 सन स्टडीज़ के लिए सितंबर में वी आर लॉन्चिंग दैट. उसका बाद गगनयान तो प्रोग्राम है ही. गगनयान का टेस्ट व्हीकल्स शेड्यूल्ड ड्यूरिंग दिस सेकंड ड्यूरिंग दिस ईयर इटसेल्फ, followed by a robotic mission and followed by a manned mission. When we get confidence on these test vehicles, when we don't get any anomalies on this thing, because it is a procedure, no, it's a vicious circle. When we do some test vehicle, we have to see whether it is performing well or not. It is, if some anomalies are found, we have to correct them and do another test vehicle. Like that, it is a process. Our endeavor is always to have a successful mission, even though it is little bit delayed it is immaterial. Successful mission is always a pride to the nation.
Yeah.
So, Gaganyaan is already an anvil, and some projects are in the conception stage, as you are telling. So, these things, and we want more private industry to participate to make this space not only research and development, but also exploration.
जी
The academia, they are capable.
जी.
Industry, they should take part.
जी सर, टेक्निकल तकनीकी एस्पेक्ट एक तरफ, अगर सोशल और इमोशनल एस्पेक्ट्स की बात करें तो कोई भी उम्र का व्यक्ति हो, किसी वयस्क के लिए ये राष्ट्र चेतना का विषय था, पेट्रियाटिज़म था, किसी स्कूल या कॉलेज के बच्चे के लिए ये इन्फॉर्मेशन थी, करंट अफेयर्स था, तो वहीं एक छोटे से बच्चे के लिए भी जब वो कहता है चंदा मामा दूर के, नर्सरी में जब उसे पढ़ाया जाता है, सिखाया जाता है, अब वो चंदा मामा दूर नहीं रहे। और कोइंसिडेंस है कि रक्षाबंधन भी आ रहा है, तो लोगों ने कोरिलेट किया कि धरती माँ ने मानो मामा के लिए राखी भेजी हो। तो ये सारी चीज़ें देखकर सुनकर सोशल मीडिया से जब आप साइंटिस्ट कम्युनिटी को पता चलती होंगी तो हाउ डज़ इट फील?
See, scientist is my profession, but I am a human. Every scientist is human. इसके लिए थोड़ा सा इमोशन भी रहता है, तो उनका ह्यूमैनिटी भी रहती है। See, ऐसा चीज़ होना, ये तो कल्चर है। See, culture और technology, when you join together, you will get, I think, in my personal feeling, we get full satisfaction. The technology is only a part of my profession, but rest of the time, I have a private life, I have a culture, I have a some customs and beliefs, faiths. Faiths need not be separated from the technology. I need not, if I am a technologist, I don't have to relinquish my faiths and beliefs, you know. So, always these faiths and beliefs are part of life, how the technology is also a part of life.
चलते चलते सर, your concluding remarks on Chandrayaan 3 and failure is never final. ये सभी को जानना चाहिए, समझना चाहिए और विश्वास रखना चाहिए। आज इसरो ने जो करके दिखाया वो नो डाउट स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी का विषय था, लेकिन व्यक्तिगत जीवन में, वास्तविक जीवन में, सामान्य जीवन में फेलियर इज़ नेवर फाइनल।
Obviously you are correct, your statement is correct. Failure is only a stepping stone for success. And you should not lose your heart when a failure is, let's what Edison was tells that when he has failed 99 times, he says that 99 times I found ways how not to do it. So, space is a very risky area. Failures are usual, I am not telling common, usual, and space scientists face always the failures in a very confident way, so that our next mission will be robust and consistent. It is not only robust, it will be consistent for all the future missions. That is how PSLV program has evolved. With a small one mistake or problem, we have evolved a robust launch vehicle, which is the highest reliable launch vehicle in the world. And GSLV Mark 3 is another specimen where right from the beginning it is successes only. Definitely successes should bring us joy, but it should not leave us without any thinking. That is the ISRO culture. Every launch we consider it as a unique launch, and first time we are doing. That is the beauty of ISRO's culture. And definitely failures, we will take it in a positive spirit, and we will see that the failures will teach us a good lesson.
सर, चूँकि लंबी यात्रा रही, कई इंस्टांसेस ऐसे हुए होंगे जब मन सकुचाया भी होगा, कभी एंग्जाइटी फील हुई होगी, तो कभी कुछ ऐसे घटनाक्रम हो जाते हैं जो पूरे जीवन भर याद रखने योग्य होते हैं, मेमोरीज़ में अंकित हो जाते हैं। तो ऐसा कोई इंस्टेंस हो जो इस चंद्रयान 3 प्रोजेक्ट के तहत आप लोगों ने फेस किया?
It is usual for us, there is no distinction between one project to other, but of course Chandrayaan 3 is a very prestigious project when nation and world is looking at us in a very anxious let us say situation. Obviously, because project team has worked in a very elaborate way, right from all the centers across the ISRO, everybody has worked on this one.
जी.
But launch vehicle community, because Chandrayaan 3 is a spacecraft, but equal contribution was there from the launch vehicle, because unless otherwise this launch vehicle puts the spacecraft in the precise orbit, probably that is the first success, I should say. This, especially this GSLV Mark 3 launch vehicle, where I am part of the launch vehicle, where Somnath sir was project director. When this launch vehicle first launched, at that time itself we were hoping that this is the launch vehicle which is going to create the history in the future, and it is creating the history. And especially the launch vehicle is fully make in India launch vehicle. Very critical technologies like cryo, ISRO has nurtured, and we have implemented this one, operating the engine, and the same launch vehicle configuration is going for Gaganyaan also. So when you see the entire end-to-end what you call development, because the launch vehicle used to be say 70 to say 80% of the effort is put in by launch vehicle, because that is the one carrying the spacecraft. So I wanted to acknowledge the equal effort and equal let us say resilience put in by the launch vehicle community. At par with the spacecraft community. This is one thing to be remembered.
और हम भी यही चाहते हैं सर, वी विश, कामना करते हैं, शुभकामनाएं तो हैं ही पूरे देश की इसरो और उसकी पूरी टीम के साथ, और हम चाहते हैं कि नित नए आयाम स्थापित करें और हम बहुत जल्दी विकासशील देशों की पंक्ति से आगे निकलकर विकसित देश बन जाएं। एक बार पुनः दूरदर्शन परिवार का आपको सलाम सर, पूरे देश का सलाम। आगे भी ऐसे आयाम स्थापित करते रहे इसरो, आपकी पूरी टीम। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कार्यक्रम में आने के लिए।
धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।
पिछले कई दशकों से भारत के हर प्रांत के हर एक परिवार को प्रेम की डोर में बांधता, देश के हर पर्व, हर